the Sovereignty Act in regards to your government, and respectfully, there's been a lot of complaints from your government towards the federal government in recent weeks. The last couple of days, Minister Shandro today is releasing a statement in regards to the firearms confiscation. Just yesterday, Minister Bowen talking about Moraine Lake, even though that's a national park, so I don't know where the Sovereignty Act would come in there. We've heard the energy side of this as well. When does it become more about enacting this legislation, using it for what it's intended to do instead of just complaining to the federal government?
Well, it's one more tool as in us pushing back against Ottawa. I think we've got lots of tools at our disposal. I'm just disappointed with the federal government that they've said that they didn't want to fight, and yet they're continuing to make announcements without consulting with us. They came through with changes to the firearms legislation that wasn't supposed to include hunters and sports shooters until the last minute when it did. The issue around Moraine Lake, they didn't even call our parks minister. There's some things that they could have done on Moraine Lake, because I recognize that they've got limited parking, but how are people with canoes and kayaks and dogs supposed to get up there? The hours that they're proposing are too limited. There could have been more that they could have done to reduce the cost on this, because the parking is for free, and we want to make sure that that there's more accessibility. So those are the kind of things that if they had just reached out and talked to us, we might have been able to make some resolution. And certainly on the issue of emissions reduction, my environment minister, Sonia Savage, has gone to COP27. She's gone to COP15. She's engaging with the department. For them to just come out of the blue with this legislation without calling us, that to me is provocative. And we have demonstrated that we are putting up a shield so that they stop doing this. And that's what we had hoped, that they would take it in the spirit it's intended, which is don't pass legislation or announce legislation in our areas of jurisdiction. That's all we're asking for. So I hope that we can move towards something more collaborative so that we can achieve the same ends that we all want. But I'm not very impressed with the way this new year has started.
Would you agree that Moraine Lake is technically federal jurisdiction and a national park?
Yeah, but why can't they? I mean, why can't they have called us to just give us the heads up on things? That's what I don't understand, because we all know that making any decision that's going to impact access is going to have a reaction. People don't know the difference about who to call, federal or provincial government. It kind of hit us out of the blue as well. And we think that there's some reasonable changes that they could make that would make sure it was more accessible. So I think that was the frustration that my Forestry, Parks and Tourism Minister was expressing.